Hi guys. Well, I had to tear apart the workspace. I tried to raise everything up higher so that I was closer in your view, and that didn't quite work. So I'm just going to stick my beads right there for now and hope that you can see me work on my project. Right now I'm working on the back side of the branch I left off working on, and it does not reach the hoop. So what I've been doing in this case with this project is adding wire to make it reach the hoop. Now, like I had said, this is not a tutorial by any means. I'm just showing you little things that I run into, little situations that are unplanned, that I have to work with, and I fix. So maybe it's not the best way, but it works for me. So here it goes. This is the last thing I can put on here, which is this little leaf, and then neither one of my wires will reach the hoop. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix that, how I'm going to add on and make it reach. It's the best I can do right now. So we work with what we have. Oh, sorry, my hands are in the way. I'm not focusing actually on looking up, focusing more on this project. So I'm just going to twist the two that didn't reach, and clearly that still doesn't reach. So I'm going to twist them good and tight. I'm going to take my clipper, give that a little clip, and then I'm just going to grab onto it as close to the end as I can. You know I don't like wires that poke. I've had wire impale me. And no, I don't like it. So let's see. I'm missing a tool that I would like to use right here. I don't want that to come undone, so I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit more with this so it does not come undone. Definitely not a job I can do with my fingers. And I'll just take that little wire and just turn it under. Then I'll come back and just flatten it like that. Now it is, sorry for all that noise, flat and you can't see it. And it's not going to make me bleed. Now, I did cut a wire. There it is. Sorry, this was not meant to be recorded. I'm starting off late. Wasn't a beach day, but I still got wrapped up in a lot of stuff, household stuff as usual. So I just took a piece of wire that I had cut for the big green tree that's in a hoop, and I have some available. If not, I've got spools behind me with just a little bit on them. One full, another one I'm using just to fill in. So I poked that through the leaf, so in other words right through the middle of the 3 beads, and just connected it, and I have to do it really tight right there or else it'll slide around, and I don't want it to. So now that I have that, it'll reach. And if I had to add more beads, I also could do that. So what I'm going to do is just pull it up. Now I can, whoops, see those 2 little wires that I squished there. I'm going to try not to make so much noise, guys. I wrapped it around my hoop. Now I'm going to cross it under. This is the way I do everything. Bring it up and cross it over the top above that leaf beneath the hoop. And I'm going to clip that wire nice and close. And then I'm going to come in with my tweezers. I do this on every single thing I bead, on every hoop. I use my tweezers, I wrap it around, then go back and twist it And anyway, again, you can't see, but that's the best I can do right now. Like that. And then I just feel, and I missed a wire right there. If you can see that, I can see it and I can feel it, and I can't catch it at that angle. There, it's gone. And because of the nature of this project being so big, I do come back after every single branch and just adjust everything, just give everything a little twist, but I always have my fingers supporting where I'm gonna twist, because I am not dealing with breaking wires on this. And I go all the way down, so as you've noticed, they're already twisted and shaped, because it's easier for me to do it now than later. So I just get in there and give some pulls, twist and pull down, it'll tighten it up on your hoop. So these at the back. Now let's see what I have here. This one here, I'm gonna flip this whole thing over so I can work from the back. I have more done here, so I'm gonna work on this side. Hopefully I can get in at an angle that you can see. It looks all right. I'll try that. This is where you see the depth of my project. All of these are in the front on this main branch, and now all of these are going in the back. I will put them wherever I can, as I did on the side that has the most on it already. If it means I have to pull a branch down, I'll do whatever it takes to make it fit. So I'm just gonna twist these as I go. I hope I don't run into the same situation where I have to put a little buddy wire on every single branch. Yeah, it's been a thing. But I'm not gonna not do this project because of that. I have beads over there, and I'm also kind of propped up on this container, but I'll try to hold this up so you can see what I'm doing. For the first branch, the first thing I'm gonna put on is a leaf. And for this particular one, I'm alternating a leaf with a section of beads. These came from the container. They're a mix of everything I've ever used in my life as I learned to work with beads. And that's a leaf of 4 instead of 3, and that's just fine. I don't care. Don't matter. No rules. Just make it work. I'm gonna see if I can't make it work so that you can see. This is very awkward to work with. That's all right. Trying to alternate colors. Just things that'll stand out next to the bead I have it paired up with. Basically anything that falls on my wire. Every seed bead that I pick up is a size 6/0. Some of these beads, they're very, very small. Did I buy them small like that? No, I didn't. They're the unchosen beads from projects over the years and years and years of just saving and dumping into a container. I throw nothing away. Didn't realize I could do anything like this while I was making this little collection. I was working just on making stuff. I never thought that anybody would want to see what I make or how, and yet here you are. So here I am. I will show you things that I've learned, mistakes that I've made, fixes that worked, and fixes that didn't, but was a good attempt. And that's just the way I roll. This is it. I don't sweeten it up, I don't edit, I don't try to make it look flawless, because it's not. But that's flawless. That's 3. Anyway, guys, I am not gonna babble. I'm just gonna work. I'm afraid the way I'm pulling it, I'm gonna break my wire. But I do want you to see. So I'm just gonna work. This is what I mean, front and back. You'll see depth perception at its best. This is little crystals, 4mm bicones. There's a ton of them in all 3 canisters, because I bought a ton of them when I was using them, always alternating a bead for a crystal, and just finally threw them all in a tote and worked out of that. And at that time I was doing birthstone orders and also 4 seasons, and I was making them many. Okay, so now I can make this one fit. I can pull it. I don't want to pull it that tight. I do not. If I pull it that tight here, all of that, this hair is going to get pulled over. So instead, I'm just going to work as much as I can get onto this, because I have a long wire, and then I'll have to buddy it up. It's not ideal, but it's going to be worth it. I'm not going to change the shape of my tree to avoid that. Whatever I don't use out of this cluster, I'll just slide off. Like that one, I'm not going to use that. I'll hold on to my work and twist this as closely as I can to the beads, so I don't have a lot of like just big wire showing, even though it's going to mix in. I have to watch out that I don't pull this too tight. I'm going to actually put this branch, I'll do it there. No, I can't. That's just not going to work. I have to buddy up. It's alright. I was kind of expecting that. Those are tiny. These are like a 3mm. It came in a mixed bag of beads. They're all different sizes right there. I've got a 4 and 2 3mm. It must have come in an assortment, because I never order a 3mm, but that's tiny, so it must be. I don't order them that small, but sometimes you get a good deal on a bag of beads or crystals or whatever it is you're using, and when that happens, at that time, buy it. Now I don't buy anything new unless I'm working on a specific project. The new things I have are purple crystals from Sheen, amethyst, and rose quartz. That's my favorite stone. I bought them for very little money. And I also got some the white plastic. You can look at the video. I'm not going to go into it. I'm going to be using, they look like Lily of the Valley little plastic flowers that you put a bead in the middle of. I don't know what I'm going to do yet with it, but I'm going to do something. I think this is going to break. Is that going to break? Not yet. Okay, we're going to leave that alone. And I don't know how long I'm going to work on this, but I definitely need a piece of wire. And this is enough for 2. about 3. I'm not going to put it here because that is a weak spot. I'm going to put it in with the cluster of beads before that last leaf, which is fine. I'll just turn that leaf down like that. See, I turned that down and I put this in between these beads right here, as close as I can get. I did take plastic empty sectioned containers and try to raise my workspace. Yeah, no, I will actually show you. But these, I taped them all together. There's 2 of them. There's one, there's the other one. Put it underneath that workspace, underneath this tray. Bring it up closer and took it off in 2 minutes because I couldn't work like that. I'll figure it out. If you can't see my hands, this is not a tutorial. I am working on the other part. I may have to make some changes that I'm just not going to do today. It's gotten late into the day. And this right here is just to help me wind down. And it's been a day. Alright. This is looking tougher than it really is, guys. I cut this add-on wire too long, and both pieces will probably be used again as an add-on. This is my 3rd attempt to record myself working on this. Like I said, it's been a day. Alright, so what I'm going to do is turn this back over so I can cut this wire. I don't want... just bring it back up. There we go. I can't be just flipping this thing over back. It's not easy to record doing this because I don't want to keep flipping it. It's a pain in the butt. But when I flip it, it's a lot easier than doing what I was just trying to do. To share. It's not worth it. So hopefully you can see what I just did. I flipped it over. I'm going to cut it here. I'm looking way up here because I thought that's where it ended. Yeah, no, it's not. This is what I'm looking for, and you're not going to be able to see me press those 2 wires down. I'm sorry. Please don't leave in the comments that you can't see my hands right now, guys. It's not a tutorial. I am struggling to share what I can with this hoop. See, this is the front. Right now I'm working on the back. I'm trying to keep my eye up over my hands to look on the camera. You can see me doing this, but I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And if I can't manage it, then I'm just gonna shut off the camera and then just show you an update. Yeah, it's almost impossible to work behind. It is impossible to work behind that big hoop. So I'm gonna try this way. You can see what I just did. I put a cluster mix of beads on there. I'm just going to hold on to them and make a few twists like that, nice and tight. And then I'll add a leaf. Three crystals. They're not all clear. I have all colors in there. I think I got a pink one in there. I try to use the clear ones if they pop up. If not, I don't care. And I do try to use the long wire when twisting because I come up short on this project. Yeah, this one's going to be short as well. That's not why I'm not doing a tutorial. I started off that way intentionally because I did not want it to be a tutorial. I'm not paying too much attention if this is going to reach right now. It may. if you can notice, cluster, leaf, cluster. I'm doing it that way so that the next row would have a leaf and they'll fill in the spaces. It doesn't really matter. I'm just doing that because it's actually not a bad thing. It's a good habit, even for when I work on a 4 or 5 inch hoop. And this one does make it. Yay. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I don't like to turn it over, but I have to so you can see. I'm gonna make that. See how this is all the back row? I'm gonna bring it up and wrap it around my hoop, pass it back. I'm doing everything. I'm getting scratched. It's alright. I'm actually going to wrap that one twice because I have the wire and it feels loose. So I'm also going to grab onto these wires. Yeah, this one here is a thing, you know. This one here is a little troublesome compared to the green one, the wedding one. That was, I don't know. I think that I thought about doing a different shaped tree. Maybe that's why I'm having a little bit of grief. The wedding one, I knew exactly what I wanted it to look like. I thought about it before every twist, and it worked. This one, not so much, but it's alright. I'm trying to share it with you, little bits here and there. Yeah, if you don't want to see it, you don't have to. Maybe some of you do. But I'll be working on a hoop. Just a regular tree, maybe tomorrow. Either it'll be early in the morning, because if it is nice, I would like to get back out and go for a walk. I did miss it today. Been a little bit snippy. I don't like it when I do that. Not with you. With people that did not deserve my snippiness. My husband. Oh well. That wire is not closing up, so I have to do it from this side. Sorry about the hand. Probably in your face. I can't help it right now. It's either I do that or else I don't get this wire to close up. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see if I can get in there with this. And grab it and twist it anyway. There. I'll fix you. I just gave it a little adjustment and it tightened right up. So I'm going to turn it back over and tighten up that a little bit. Just all these little right there. And then of course this big one and that one. Just give everything an adjustment, which does make the wire shorter. So I'd rather it be short now than have it creep up on me later. See, now this one here, if I just keep going, I'll probably be able to reach the hoop, but once I do adjustments, it may not. So I'm just gonna bead these two, move that out of my way, and throw another twist in this one, like that. If you can even see that. I'm not watching the camera right now. Sorry. longer wire right here. Is it gonna make a big difference? Probably not. It's alright. Good habit to get into. Either bead on the longest wire or twist with it. Bigger beads use more wire. Oh, that green bead is big. Yeah, it is. I don't care. I'm not going to change it up. If I have to make an adjustment with the wire, which I probably will, it's alright. I'm expecting to. So this is longer. I'm going to put my 3 leaps on it. And that will make it considerably shorter. As I go, if I see wires that aren't bent a little bit, I do throw a bend in, only because to come back later and try and do the front and back of this is going to be impossible. So that's what I'm doing when you see me do that. Sorry, I can't get in between there because I'm putting too much stress right here, and I will break it if I try. So you have to deal with my hand. I apologize. This was not meant to be done this way. It's alright. It's easier to work on this particular double loop when the thing is standing, not lying down. Because as you can see what I'm doing? I'm doing this, and the stress is right here on this. Let's see if I can show you. Right here. This is, it can break. Now, if you don't have, like I keep saying all the time, if you don't have the bicones and you just want to make this with seed beads, there you go, here's a seed bead. Here's another one. I'm gonna make it with that. I did throw a crystal because I wasn't thinking of showing you that, but you can use 3 seed beads. You can use 2. You can use 1 crystal. You can use anything that you want to put there. I've actually got 4 to make your leaf. There are no rules. You use what you have. You see all this stuff? This is stuff that I had. Half of it I didn't even know I had. Not until we moved and I found zipper baggies full of stuff. And I started off trying to keep the beads and the seed beads and the crystals all in a separate tote. All together, no, it didn't work. Alright, so I'm not even going to try because that'll leave me short. What I'm going to do now, because I need a pretty decent size piece of wire, I'm just going to save myself the aggravation, twist that up a little bit, cut it off, disguise it, I didn't mean to do that, but it's fine. I wanted to disguise it. I didn't want to slaughter it. It's alright though. You're not going to be able to see it. Alright, I'll use... No, I don't want that one. That one I think is the Casey Gold, and I'll save that one. Okay. I am not even measuring, guys. I just take it. I do save them, like I have some here. This is in case I only need a little bit. This one here I need a little bit more. Did I cut this long enough? No, actually I did not. We'll save that for the next one. After I put beads in twist, it would not have been long enough. So where am I going to add this? Actually, probably go in between this cluster of beads right here, and I can't bring it up closer. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. I could go with the leaf. Yeah, I'll go with the leaf. It's alright. Just stick it in between any of the beads, like that. Fold the wire in half. Now is the time you must support it, because number one, you have that little piece where we cut off, and two, I'm putting a lot of stress on this branch right here. I don't want to break it, so I'm just going to hold on to it, and I'm going to get this using my thumb, because I don't want this to slide around, so I need it to be very tight. You can twist it like 3 or 4 times and not slide your fingers so that that twist is real close, and that is not happening. It's gonna have to work. It's the only thing I'm not putting in here, the pearly seed beads that I use for a egg when I use a nest. Not on this tree. I don't know why. Not like you can see every bead. There's something small. I'm still doing that. I'm putting too much tension or pressure against the wire. Shouldn't do that. Okay, now this one should be nice and easy. I'll wrap it over the hoop, just like I did on the other side, just like we do on everything that we do. This one here, I'm just going to wrap it one time around the hoop, because now I'm going to cross over like I always do, above the bead, beneath the hoop, scooch it, there you go, and then hold on to that right there and pull it all the way over, far as you can, tight as you can, and we're going to clip that wire. You see what I'm trying to do? I can't do it with it lying down, guys. I am sorry. But let's try it this way. I'm trying to share. And you get to see my hand. Sorry. You don't have to watch it. I just want my project to be worked on. So there are two reasons why some of these look really more clearer Like for example, this, well, sometimes they fog up when I'm hot, but this one here is just a different crystal. Oh, I think that's something from a long time ago. This pink one is pretty clear. Also, this one here. I did post a link for just crystals. I also, in my playlist, Dewam, I don't have it in front of me. Their crystals are the best. Those are what I use when I make my crescent moon. And I get them in every size and color from them. Without ever having to wonder, gee, are they going to be okay? They're fine. You can trust them. They're beautiful, beautiful crystals. Do they cost more? Well, it depends what you buy your stuff from. Sheen is really, really cheap. I got lucky with the purple, the dark purple ones. I had to wash them in really hot water. They looked like they were just in need of a bath. They were just cloudy looking. So I threw them in a sieve of hot, hot, hot water, rinsed them off. They got dry pretty quickly because I put really hot water, and they're fine. They actually were quite beautiful, and I've got a ton of them that are not mixed with anything, so we'll be working with those again. I like them. I'm actually gonna put them on this wire. It's longer. Is it gonna matter? Probably not. Probably gonna be short, but at least it looks like I'm trying. I am trying. That's why I have I like to have a lot of beads near me. I'm working over that. So I'm taking some from that and some from the big black bowl over here. And I'm not going to worry about the size of the bead. If I have to add wire, I will. It's not the end of the world. It's not ideal, but I'll show you again how to do it. And this goes to any project that you do. If you cannot reach the hoop, you're okay. It can be fixed, and only you will know. Just don't tell anybody that you didn't cut your wire long enough. Trees are very forgiving, guys, because it's a tree. Perfection is just not even an option. Like I always say, it doesn't have to be perfect, it has to be pretty. And for me, mine are novelty. You will never see a tree that looks like this. And if you do, I need you to tell me where, because that just came from my head and my fingers, as mostly all my stuff does. I don't try to, not now, I've done willows and whatnot. You'll see them in my posts. But as for this, and then the trees of life in a hoop, they don't have to be lifelike. It's a novelty tree. It's supposed to look pretty hanging in a window, by a chain, by a ribbon, hanging in the corner of a room where the sun comes in, and it's 4 o'clock. It's whatever you want to do with it. I put just that one bead because it is a bigger bead. I forget the name of this bead. This blue. It is so pretty. I actually made a couple of things with that, and it is a genuine stone. I just don't know the name of it. I can look it up if anyone cares enough. It's very, very pretty. I like it a lot. I just don't remember the name. It should come up if I search my Amazon purchase history. It's a clear mirrored seed bead. We'll throw that on there. So there's our leaf of 3. I'm looking at it. Can you tell which one is in a crystal? No. I'm even going to lift this up. If you look close enough, you'll see. And not that way. Right here. The middle one. That actually looks prettier. It has a lot of reflection to it. Mirror seed bead 6/0. I put it on a playlist. That's where I got them. I do have to buddy up on this one, so I'm just gonna do, whoops, I want that red one. I like it. Alright, so I'm just gonna twist. I didn't want to connect the buddy to the leaf, so I'll just put 2 there. And I'll twist that nice and close. And tight. Oops, right into the beads. That's alright. There's a lot of wire in there I pick through every day. Every time I use it, just make a little round thing like that. Curl it under so that you don't get cut. Now, will this be long enough? Let's see. I'm going to go in between the beads. I'll leave the leaf alone. Yeah, I can make that work. So I'm just going to hold on to that thing, the round thing where I cut the wire. I want to pull it that way because I'm weakening right there. So if you see what I mean down here where I first started twisting, when I do this, that is not supposed to bend there. So if I'm working on this knit and I'm not recording, just standing, I don't put that pressure there. And well, I did the wedding tree, and I didn't have any issues though that I remember. I don't know, and I'm not going to go back and look, but if you'd like to see it, it is quite beautiful in the making. Again, that one there was not a tutorial, but I did post a lot of it, I think, and some of you were there throughout the whole thing. And yes, I saw your comment, and you have been here, even in the hardest of times, and I thank you for that. I've been here too in some pretty rough times. I think we all have them right now, but times are just, for me, just keep going, because that's all I know how to do. But I do acknowledge everyone that's been here and all the new people that are here now, because you give me a good reason to talk to myself. No, seriously, guys. I appreciate having you here. I just never thought that I would be doing this, and that I would have so many people watching me. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm all peeling and sunburned and scarred and bent and bruised and bruises from being in the hospital, and it's okay. Because you guys take me just the way I am, and that's what I love about you. You always find something kind to say, even when I don't feel I'm doing a great job. I'm going to turn this one over. I'm going to buy a new pair of these. I keep saying I'm going to put them in the cart and I forget. They don't have that. They broke. These are over 11 years old. They broke. So I have to manually make it close. And I use it every day. Oops. For real. And I never replaced it. I'm probably not going to right now. It still works. Okay, I gotta get in your face. I am so sorry that I have to push that down. There. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold on to this at the top. And I'm just gonna tighten this one. I'm gonna come down here and tighten, just curl that little leaf because it looks awful. But this is very loose on the hoop. I don't like it, so we're gonna come right here and tighten that. And bring it up. And the thing about this, it's on the back, so I have to tighten the ones in the back and pull it down and just move it over. It worked. It can always come back, and I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Come back and separate them a little bit, but there's so many, it's not going to matter. But when you do what I just did, hold on to your work like right there, when you put in a big adjustment like that, or anywhere, you really need to hold on to your work. And that just tightened it right up. And now I can move these around, and it's good. Because I'm probably going to move them around again, so after I fill all this in. Doesn't look like a lot, but I can promise you there are many hours left to work on this colorful tree of life. And I'm just going to keep going for a little bit longer. Maybe I'll do 1, 2, 3. Maybe I'll do these 4. That'll finish off this. Excuse me. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. That'll finish off this section right here. And then I'm going to work on the setup. Look, there's a seed bead, a mirrored seed bead. So let's see another one. And I'll just throw a crystal on there. The seed beads with the mirror are my favorite because they just have so much reflectiveness to them. And like the crystal, obviously it's clear, and it shows a lot of reflection, especially in a window, but that clear one is the same for the mirrored ones anyway. They have a lot of light to them, a lot of reflectability. Alright, so I'm just going to make this little leaf here. There we go. This is the right here is where I tell you when I'm getting close to the top and I'm bending it back. I should just move it back like that so you can still kind of see, and I don't put too much stress on that wire. I've got to put a few little twists in. I always stick that thumb in there. It just keeps it nice and even looking. And I'm just going to pull the long one down. Not that it really matters because I'm going to have to add on, but it's just a good habit. Bigger beads, bigger crystals, use more wire. Does it matter? Not when you know how to fix it when it doesn't reach the hoop. Like I showed you. It's not ideal, but you can do it. Like I'm doing it with this whole project. Had I not told you, you wouldn't know. I mean, you wouldn't even be able to see it, but you wouldn't know what to do if this happens to you. So, it happened to me, this whole project. It was a little bit depressing in the beginning. I was like, oh no, I have to do it for everyone. Yes, you do. And it's fine. Really. Not the end of the world. And I've been keeping up with the pattern, alternating a leaf with a cluster, only because they fit together really nicely. At least I think so. Plus this one here is still connected to the clear string it came on. I hate when they do that. They back the string with the thing again, and I usually end up wasting, unless it's a big crystal. Then I will go out of my way to cut that off. I can't be bothered. I don't have the eyes for that anymore. Actually, guys, it's been an hour. I'm going to finish this branch. I have to add on, and then I'm going to call it done for this. I didn't realize how the time goes by fast when you work on a big project like this. Like I literally can sit here for 3 or 4 hours if I start like in the morning when no one's home. I don't have to cook meals and clean and dishes and do my routine with my cats in the morning. Get my little shark housekeeper vac going after I get myself all cleaned up. And if I'm not working in a hoop, I can do this for 3 or 4 hours. That's how I get most of my private projects done. But lately, no, not so much. Gotta really figure out. My sleeping has changed so much, just like in the past couple of weeks. It's just not. I don't know. I'll work on it. I'm just going to cut this one here and then add the other on, because I'm going to just make it a longer one. I'm not going to try and pretend that's going to reach. It's not. Not even close. So I just twisted that up tightly and cut it, made like a little inward loop so that it doesn't catch on anything. And I'm going to just get a bigger piece of wire because I need it and I'm not going to cut it again. So I'd rather make it too long and then keep them separate for the short buddies, which I do. As you can see by my collection of beads, I throw nothing away. Never. Even if they seem like they're too small for a project, they'll work in a bracelet. And that's how I ended up with all these little beads. I was doing big projects. Or, 5 and 6 inch hoops when I first started really getting into it. And I used all the big beads like this. These are the ones that you put when you first get them. It's like, oh, those are beautiful. And then you end up with all kinds of little things like this, and you say, oh, that's not good. Yes, it is. Don't throw them out. Put them in a bracelet. Make an ornament, make a gift tag, make a birthstone tree of life for someone who just had a baby. Don't throw it away. I promise. You'll find a good use for it. Put it in a baggie, and then when you least expect it and you clean out your stuff, you'll find it. And it'll work. Works for me. And that's a big one, but that's alright. I'll try this one. The reason I like having it like this is with the mix of crystals and beads and seed beads is because I can alternate, whereas when I was doing other projects, everything was its own. If I ordered cherry quartz, the whole project was with alternating clear bicones and cherry quartz. And the little ones that I didn't choose got thrown into a bag. Probably most of them got thrown out. Who knows? I don't know. I don't remember. That was a long time ago. But don't throw anything away. Oh, I thought I broke my wire. It's like, how can I do that? It's way too long. Okay. This one, see, this is way too long. That's okay. It's a good wire. Am I gonna keep it? Yes. For the next one that's gonna need a buddy. That's how this project is going, guys. But when I'm done, it'll be pretty. Plus I have a surprise for both this one, I think, and then the big thrift shop one. Yeah. So I'm working on something. I'm cooking something up. I planned on working a little bit on that today, and I did not. I'm sorry about the hands, but all I did was wrap it around. These are all I've been saying is my wires are too short. Look, it's too long, and these are plenty long. So I'm gonna fold it in half, put it right over here with the other ones that I saved, because they won't get wasted. That's why you see like all these spools, guys, when I get low, I just leave it, just save it. That's for buddies, because I do it a lot. It's just part of keeping it real, because if I could edit it, I still wouldn't get rid of it, because then you wouldn't know what to do. So I think that just remaining true to my own self is showing you that, no, I'm not perfect. None of us are. Except for the only difference is that I don't know how to edit it out. And if I did, I don't think I would. Because then you wouldn't know what to do. I'm just squishing this. I know it's out of focus. There we go. If I did it this way, my hand would have covered it. But anyway, so that's that. This is the last branch I'm going to do for today. What I will do, it's like I'm trying to grab onto it without being in your face. I'm just going to hold it at the top, and I'm going to throw a little twist here and there. I have to hold it right here because I don't want it to break. There we go. Now I'll hold it over here. Just every place I put in a twist, I have to hold it. Like that. I'm pulling on that one actually, so I can pull down on that one. Now let me move this away from your view. I promise I did try to raise it up. It could work for only doing a hoop, like a tray of life and a hoop. And you would see my hands about this close as opposed to way down here. But with something like this, I don't have the room to move it around. With that, enough being talked about there. Let me show you quickly. These two are on the back side. And the way you can tell is this big hoop is on the back and this is on the front. This is closer to the underside. And then you have these ones that you cannot see. That's because these are on the back hoop, those are in the front. Same for these. These are in the back, and the ones that appear to be further distant are in the front. Now I'm going to turn it around so you can see the front. And of course this will be laced and separated, but you can see how full it is, like right here. But it looks like, oh god, it's so crowded. Really, it's not. What's going to end up happening is once I get everything here, which really it doesn't look like a whole lot left, but it takes literally hours. I'll mess around with them and they'll blend in, and I can, at first I thought this doesn't look like that side. No, it doesn't. It's not the same. It's not as full, but I'm not done. Let's put these on. You can, you know, it doesn't have to be exact. It just has to be pretty. And mess around with these down here. Tighten them, loosen them, do whatever. And at the end, it'll be a big surprise. However it turns out, because, surprise. I didn't expect it to do a tree this shape, but I did. So anyway, guys, I hope that you could see some of what I intended for you to see today, and overlook my little not so niceness in the beginning. My husband opened the door and he did not deserve me to be not nice. He didn't hear me. And I said I was in the room with Abby and I was working. So, my bad. He doesn't hear me a lot lately. I think he's ignoring me, but I'm talking. I just cut in while he's watching TV. It's just not nice. Anyway, I'm not always nice. Sometimes I'm just, you know. I don't have to say it, guys. You know. Anyway, I will see you soon. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And I'm not going to do an update on this yet. But if I do any more without you, which I most likely will, I will make a short. And I'll just show you what I'm up to and where we are so far. Anyway, guys, thank you for being here and spending your time with me. It's greatly appreciated. And I will see you again soon. Good night.